guys, and welcome back to another video. How are you all doing? I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Yeah, so I just wanted to quickly pop in. This is me currently in the past by the time this comes out, like probably by quite a bit. But I wanted to kind of tell you about not like another challenge that I'm doing this year, but kind of a fun little thing that my fiancé has set up for me. Basically, I know a few videos ago I did how my taste in genres is changing and what that's likely to look like, things I want to explore. And after watching that, she realised that I haven't read a lot of the classics. So she has agreed, or she proposed, and I really like this idea of getting a bunch of classical books that she feels that she read when she was younger, and books that are kind of on a lot of like this makes you a reader, but these are of a classic book collection. And they're classics for a reason. So she's gonna buy me 40 books in total. She's got a list and a spreadsheet and everything. She's very serious about this, which is great to see. And our job is to basically fill a box, and I found this box just hanging around for my birthday. It's a very, very simple box. And so I had to stick this over from when I ripped off the location tag, and it's sticky underneath. So that's just a piece of paper to stop, like when I touch it, it's not sticky and doesn't stick to anything. But yeah, inside this book, I've currently only got 4 books, and I've got another 4 coming in this week. But these are the books that I've got so far. So by the end of February, because that's when the books that she's asked the bookshop to kind of pull together, there's another 4, so that'll be 8 by the end of the month, so we'll be nearly relatively close to the 40. Yeah, so far she has bought me Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice. I've heard things about it, not 100% sure what it's about. I know it's a romance, historical romance maybe. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Now, I read a version of this in school. Oh, let me see, make sure you guys can see that properly. Yeah, it's very pretty. I love the cover. Yeah, I read a version in school, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't the full version. It was like one of those study ones, because it was possibly like half the height and thinner. So I definitely know I haven't read the proper one. There is Oscar Wilde, A Complete Short Fiction, which I honestly like. One of my best friends loves Oscar Wilde. He's pretty much obsessed with them. Obsessed with the author and the stories he's written, so definitely interested in just kind of seeing why. I've watched the film Wild, which is based on one of his things, I think, but it's a remaking of a film before 2000, so it's probably got nothing to do with the book, I'm sure. And then what's this one? The Catcher in the Rye by J.B. Salinger? However you say that. This one again I've heard of, not a foggy what it's about. Ain't a clue, like at all. Yeah, so when I get the other books come in, I'll quickly show them. I will start reading these before she has the full 40, just because I need things to read. Yeah, so I might even take one of these on holiday with us, and because they're all pretty small, like the Frankenstein book here. I know it might be a bit hard to read for me, because it will have the oldie language. 269 pages, and I think that is the smallest one out of these. So yeah, with it being no more than 300 pages, I can probably read that in 2 days, depending on how much of a page turner I find it. I'm definitely looking forward to adding it to the bookcase. And guys, Okay, hi, me from the future compared to the last grey that you just saw talking. Yeah, if you've watched my previous video where I built the bookcase behind me, you'll understand why this has changed. But basically, I got a bit muddled up in terms of what I was doing when I was going to release things, and it's just ended up that this video about the classical books that my fiance's put together for myself to read, I didn't go fast. So, if you are watching this on the day it's released, tomorrow I start a new job. And yeah, so that's kind of exciting at the moment. It's quite a big week actually. I haven't been working for a few months now, so I'm just really grateful to be starting. But my fiance has ordered an additional 4 books that have shown up. So I'm just going to quickly take you through what those are, get this edited and ready for upload. So these are the 4 we've already gone over. And these are the new 4. I'm just going to yeet the box onto the bed. So we've got a portrait of the artist as a young man by James Joyce. Never actually heard of this, like, at all. Oh, let's not cover some of the artwork there. Yeah, so honestly no idea what this is about. I have read the blurbs, not today, but yeah, it looks like it could be quite interesting. We'll see, I guess. We've got Little Women by Louise May Alcott. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, this one I've heard a lot about. I know that there was, I'm not sure if it was exclusive to Netflix, but I know there was a movie or a TV show recently with Emma Watson, I think, on it. That is something that I was looking to read, to watch. But now that I've got this, I will probably read it first and then watch it. Because I prefer reading things and then watching, but you can't always do that. So now that I've got this as part of my list, like, quite interested just to kind of see what it's about. I've had it I've had the books been brought up my entire life, so that should be interesting. I've got George Orwell's 1984. Now I normally avoid books that have like the year in the title. It just kind of sounds like it's going to be a bit of a drag. But again, my fiance has added it to the list because she wants me to read it, give it a go. So I'll definitely be doing that. And then she's gotten me Dracula by Bram Stoker. Now, I've attempted to read Dracula in the past, but never finished it. It is a book that we owned before we moved countries, so probably about half of it I'll be familiar with, and then the other half I won't be. It's not one of the ones that my school studied, but I do know the year group above me studied it, and they didn't really enjoy it. But then again, I studied Frankenstein and Of Mice and Men, and it wasn't until I left school that I actually wanted to read Of Mice and Men again, and I enjoyed it that time I read it, which is also on my fiance's list to buy Of Mice and Men. That one, I'm not too worried about when she gets to it, but I would like a copy of it on the bookshelf because it is a book that I quite enjoyed. If you guys know of any classical books as well, do feel free to leave any comments below. I do know that her list is going to grow actually above 40, which she made me aware of recently. She's just going to keep buying them. If she sees them in the shop, she'll add them to her little list. It's actually quite cute what she's done. She's marking it green as she buys it, and then as I read it, she'll mark it green as well. So she's holding me accountable for this. But yeah, any recommendations, or if you guys are also reading classical books this year or trying a new genre, feel free to let us know how that's going down in the comments. I'd love to hear it. It's always great when we're exploring new things. And yeah, if you think there's any of these books that are good to read on a commute as well, let me know, because I've got commuting coming up. Okay, thank you so much guys, and speak to you next time.